What's up, YouTube? We got a 91 bubble Chevy, I believe. I can't remember if they only made the skirt bubble 1 or 2 years, so I know it's at least a 91, 92, somewhere in there. I didn't get no videos of where we at now. All I got is pictures. When this car got here, we just pretty much started rolling, getting body work done, breaking it down to where I didn't get any footage of before. But I got a lot of pictures because, of course, you know, I send my customers updates of every single step. So we'll just do that. So let's go ahead and show you guys the pictures of how we got to this point, and we'll be back. Alright, YouTube, so y'all saw where we at. So we done wet sanded it, body work, primer, we done blocked the primer. Now it's time to give it a good cleaning, wax and grease removal, final wipe, get it in the booth and paint it. This car was already painted before. There's actually a guy that used to work here. He painted it here for a side job, but I don't talk about other shops. I don't talk about other painters. The customer just wasn't happy with it, and he brought it back to me to redo it, and we're just gonna leave it at that. So next step now is to get it in the booth. So let's get it cleaned off and get it in the booth and get this thing shot. All right, YouTube, we're finally finna get the bubble Chevy sprayed. Man, been a long time coming. Haven't shot it mainly because when I painted the candy Brandywine and I painted the black Monte Carlo, I had got water in my paint that was coming through my lines, and it was to the point to where I had to buff, wet sand and buff a whole lot more than what I wanted to do. So I had to fix that issue. So I drove to St. Louis, bought a dryer, got back to the shop, hooked it up, ran it for the first day, and it couldn't keep up with the airflow of the shop. So I had to do another setup. I talked to a couple of buddies of mine, and they was telling me how they got a water trap on the outside of the booth and on the inside of the booth. So I was only using one on the outside, so I did that. Put a water trap on the inside, and put a water trap on the outside. So this water trap is running to the other water trap, so it's double filtered. So I painted a door yesterday and it turned out so slick with no water in it, so I felt like, okay, now it's time to go ahead and shoot this car. So that's what we're about to do. As soon as my guy get through cleaning it off, he's hitting it with some glass cleaner right now. Then he's gonna come back with some wax and grease remover. And then I'm finna mix up the paint. We're finna shoot this thing, so see y'all in the next clip.
Days later.
What's up, YouTube? Back on the Bubba Chevy. Now, I do know on all my videos, every time that I painted in the booth, I show you guys what it looked like outside. Well, yesterday I was trying to get back in time so I can get you guys some outside footage, but I got back too late. So in case you guys don't know, I do have a trucking company, but I started the company when the rates went to shit. So I paused it, and a buddy of mine wants to run under my authority and bring my trucking company back out. So we shot to Dallas, Texas yesterday so he can get a Sprinter van so he can do his thing under my authority. So we left out at 1 o'clock in the morning. We were supposed to have been back at 3 o'clock, but things happened. It was a big accident that left us in the middle of the highway waiting in traffic for 2 hours. So that pushed us back 2 hours. Then trying to get out of Dallas, we was in traffic for an hour. So it pushed us from getting back at 3:30 till 6:30. And by the time I got back, it was dark. And today, it was supposed to rain. So I went ahead and pushed the car in my wet sand and buff hole because I thought it was supposed to rain today. So I thought I wasn't going to be able to get any outside footage. And as y'all can see, behind me, it's 2 o'clock and it haven't rained all day. So with that being said, I don't want to pull it out so you guys can kind of get an idea of what it looked like in the sun. It's still slick, still glass. So alright, YouTube, we're gonna end this part 1. In part 2, we're gonna pick up on wet sand and buffing, because I'm actually gonna let this sit. This is the week of Christmas. Today is Christmas Eve, so I'm actually gonna let it sit to the weekend, and then Saturday I'm gonna wet sand the whole entire car. Then Sunday I'm gonna buff the car, and then start putting it back together. So we'll do the wet sand and buffing in part 2, and I'll show a lot more on this car than I did on the last 2. I know the last 2 I didn't really show hardly any pieces or any footage of the wet sand and buffing, but I show a little bit more with this one. So alright, YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in part 2.